I mean, it's a learning curve. We're still learning. 7-on-7 was good for us, not just understanding our route concepts, but understanding that you can't talk shit after a play. You get touched. There's no swag in between plays. There's no doing anything cool. It's literally you're handing the football to the ref and you're getting your eyes to the sideline because I'm already rolling in the next play. So our kids learn pretty fast because if they miss a sign, we know why. They're bullshitting. So our receiver coach does a really good job of getting on them, and we make a point. If you're missing a sign because you're bullshitting, you're coming out, and they learn quick because obviously kids don't want to sit on the bench. So our kids learn pretty quick on exactly what the tempo should look like and how to get the signs from the sideline. So that's I guess that's how I've always done it. I'd like to maybe hear from others too if you guys are doing it a different way that you think is efficient. But for me, I started doing this and I haven't wavered from it because it's just I don't know. I just really love the way that we do it and how fast we're able to play with because of it. So
Coach, are you calling plays from the sideline or in the box?
I'm from the sideline. Yeah, I've kicked around maybe going up into the box, but I don't know if I can do that. I love being on the sideline with the kids, and I'm a quarterbacks coach, so I'm usually talking to our quarterbacks on the sideline in between series. I ask them a lot what they're seeing, what they like, and I don't know if I can get that same kind of relationship if I'm up in the box. So I kind of sacrifice that sky view for what I can get out of the kid on the field. So
Gotcha.
yeah, we do film, so we have an iPad on the sideline. So that's kind of my way of I check things in between series. That's another thing. Communication wise, and again, it's just me. I can't stand noise on the headphones. So as the OC, I'm calling the next play as our kids getting tackled. So I can't take the opinions of what we should be running. I already know what I want to do for the drive in the series and how I want to attack the defense. Let me know that stuff when we're on defense because I can't hear, let's run, bubble and go or whatever it is, or I really like a cross here. I'm already processing my next play, and anything like that just kind of throws me off rhythm and off the tempo that we're trying to operate at. So when it comes to doing that, I always ask our coaches, whatever you think is good, let me know in between series, and I can think about it then. Anybody
Alex,
else?
I've got to drop off, but I just wanted to say thanks. I always love your stuff, as you know,
Oh
and
yeah, thanks.
a couple things I'd like to talk to him down in the future is this 333 3-3 stack with they're playing three safety nickel.
Oh shit.
So we are actually going to be seeing some of that this year. And I'm a Verts guy. I like to run all the typical concepts and just how to attack that. We see a lot of 4-2-5, but it's not. It's really a 4-4-3. It really is because the rover and the dog are kind of like outside linebackers, and they don't bug me on the deeper patterns. But those three safeties have been very interesting and they move them right. They rotate them up and down and sideways. So, and I don't know if that's something we could do a zoom on down the road, but would love to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm game for that. I don't. We're kind of. I would say we're behind the times. I haven't seen three safeties out here, which I'm happy about. So I haven't worried about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm always interested in that too. And we're getting into the season, but so time might be short for guys. But I'm
Yeah.
always down for that too. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd
Our
like.
first scrimmage is Saturday. So I'm with you, but I'm always looking to learn. Right.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but I appreciate everybody. I didn't mean to come in and hijack this a little bit, but
No,
I'm a B-Saw fan. So I just come in, I appear in all of his things, call him a genius a couple times, and then drop off. So
well, thanks for joining. I appreciate that.
yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you.
Well,
Good luck this season.
thanks,
Yep,
Coach. You
good
too.
luck. Coach, typically, how many plays do you carry in a typical game when you have a call going left and right? Total number of plays.
Okay. Let's see. In my run game, I'm running zone read, I'm running power read, and I'm running counter Trey. That's like what I know for a fact I'm going to be carrying into every single game. So those are kind of what I would probably rely
And
on the
you're
most.
running them out of several formations, correct?
Yep, with motion. And then I guess I should say sweep too. So like 4 run plays and probably all my quick game pass concepts that carries into those are all every game, kind of all coverage beaters for us. So all of our quick game pass concepts, which is about 5. And then I would say we have like 3 to 5 drop back. So like 5 run, maybe 12, maybe 15 total.
What's your thoughts about running the buck in the spread?
Hell yeah.
Buck sweep.
Yeah.
Hell yes. Do it.
Yeah, I
Coach,
did it. I did it, but I wasn't very good at it, so I'm probably not the guy to ask.
So to chime in, Jeff, we were a wide zone team. So like in our league, we can cut. We can cut at any point within the box, within the field, because we play NCAA rules. So I was dead set on running wide zone. So our linemen were not the greatest athletes, and we were terrible at getting horizontal displacement. But we were really good at gap scheme. So what we did was we scrapped wide zone after about 3 games because we're about midway through our season right now. And we're running a pin and pull and buck sweep type of outside run game. So like essentially what we're doing is we're running a pin and pull to a certain technique and a buck sweep to another technique. So it just depends on what your kids are good at. Mm-hmm. Like my guys they're just not an athletic type of offensive lineman group, but they're great at gap scheme. So I scrap zone and we're doing a pin and pull type of outside run scheme.
I know our favorite play last year was the inside zone, and we did real well with that. And but we were lacking a little bit with our outside game. And I'm kind of giving that some thought as far as I have the wide zone in already, but I'm kind of tickling around with that buck sweep. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so what we struggle with is whenever we run it to the 3 tech. So if we get an even front, so we always run buck or pin and pull with an 11 personnel or 12 personnel package. It's really difficult to run it in a 10 personnel package, to be honest. So if we're getting a 3 tech, by gap rules, it's really hard. Okay, let me get this right. So 3 tech, we're going to down the 3 tech with a right. Like say we're going to the right, and we have a over front. So a 3 tech is to the right. We're going to down that 3 tech with our right tackle, and we're going to run traditional buck, guard. So the right tackle would down the 3 tech. The tight end would down the defensive end, whether it's a 5 or a head up. And then both guards would pull, and we're running traditional buck. But if we're getting a 1 tech, it's really hard for that right tackle to down a 1 tech or that center to reach a 1 technique. Right. So what we do is we make a modification on our offensive line, and that guard is going to down that 1 tech because we're just using gap rules. And all we're going to do is we're going to pull the front side tackle, who will be the kick man, and we will pull the center, who would be the wrap man. So essentially to a 3 tech, we're running buck, and to a 1 tech, we're running front side tackle, and center. So so to a 3 tech, it's buck. To a 1 tech, it's pin and pull. And it's become really successful for us. It's definitely gave us a benefit.
I never thought about that against the 1 technique, but that's a great point.
Yeah. And we're not able to tempo that. So like we were a heavy tempo team before, but I would rather slow down and let our offensive line ID the defensive front and get the right pullers, because our center IDs everything. So we were tempoing and we were making some mistakes. So we slowed down a little bit. And now what we're doing is we're letting our offensive line sort out the front. And then now we're becoming a much more effective and higher efficient running football team with the slower pace. And against the odd front, we're going to run traditional buck. We're going to get the right tackle to down block the 4 or the head up or the 4-eye, and the guard will pull, the center will down the nose, and the guard will pull. But against even front, it gets kind of tricky.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy with it. I never ran buck or pin and pull until this year, but I've fallen in love with it compared to wide zone because we're a power, counter, and pin and pull team at this point. That's what we're good at, and that's what we're running. And I have clips if y'all want to see it, and it's not doing too bad.
Yeah, we can get into that. Anybody got any questions? I think we could probably wrap up the tempo. Anybody have any questions before we move on to anything else?
I just had a question on that buck, coach. When you said you're running against odd fronts, who's blocking that play side?
You cut it. You're cutting out.
Yeah, you're breaking up, buddy. You're breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, who's blocking that play side end on and in odd front?
In an odd front, so what we're doing is we have some type of inline tight end or H back, or we're in a 12 personnel like a tight end wing set. So if we're getting a play side 5, or if we're getting a play side 6 or 7, what we're doing is we're getting a true double team with that right tackle or left tackle, or I'm sorry, let me rephrase that: a play side tackle and some type of tight end or H back and wing.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting some type of double team on that front side C B gap player.
I'll let you. I'll make you a co-host so you can share your screen if you want to jump into some of your run concepts and pass concepts.
Okay. So who had the question?
I think that was Coach Blue.
Coach Blue?
Yeah, my bad. My internet's getting spotty right now.
You're good. Let me see if I can share. Can everybody see this?
Mm-hmm.
Is this your Swiss team here or what?
Yeah, this is my Swiss team. So this is in Geneva, Switzerland, right here. Check out the mountains, dude. How epic is that?
You got quite the views out there too.
Dude, it's amazing, man. So when we go, so I don't know if we've ran buck against an odd front yet. So I may have some practice clips. Yeah, so, well, we played a team, and the video quality here is just so awful. So, pin and pull or buck against an odd front. I probably have better practice film, to be honest. Let me go back and look. Yeah, so here's one practice clip. Actually, let me take it out so it's not so. So here we're getting like a mint almost, I guess you would say. We're getting a 4-eye here, a 1. Well, that's an even. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I'm not. But against, are you talking about like an odd front, like a tight front? Can you be more specific on the question, Coach?
Yeah, like a tight front in those 4 eyes.
Okay, here we go. So,
or if they're head up in 4s.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. This may be a little bit better because this team this week plays that Iowa State defense, and we've really struggled against this team, right? So they're like a 3 safety team, the 1, 2, 3, right? Safety. So here we are in like a tight end wing set. We got a tight end and wing here, and we're running buck to the left. Nope, that's outside zone. We may not have made that adjustment this week. Nope. Coach, I don't know if I have many odd cut ups, to be honest.
But what would your scheme be? Would your wing and your tight end just block down?
Yeah, so here let me bring it up then. So in this situation, on gap rules, so our gap rules is just gap down backer, right?
Right.
So in this situation, our right tackle in this situation, he would clear the B. And that's the coaching point we use, clear the B gap, right? So we don't use that traditional terminology of your backside hinging. Because to me, that tells the tackle, okay, your backside hinging, what does that mean exactly? To me, that's not clear enough on a coaching point. We tell him you are clearing the B gap. So we give him techniques and we give him the ability of his toolbox to clear the B gap, because that's essentially what he's doing. He's clearing the B gap here. So he would get that 4-eye or whatever that case may be. Center would double here. Okay. Guard would pull. He would be the rat man. Okay. Right. Tackle here would double. Tight end here would double. The wing would push vertical, and he is blocking to the technique of most dangerous. So we would get a true double team by the left tackle and the tight end here. Okay. We would double that man. The left tackle would double that 4-eye. Tight end would push vertical and essentially down block that outside linebacker, and we would get a true buck look. Corner would press to number 1, which is the corner here. The left guard would push and kick to this safety, and the guard would feel for the wrap.
So your play side tackle, is he trying to cross face?
No. What he's doing, this turns into a down block. The tackle would down block this end, and the tight end would help. This turns into a true double.
Okay. And they're working to non-play side backer?
Say it again.
Are they working a non-play side backer?
Non-play side backer. What do you say?
So in this, I guess it would be the will, or that middle linebacker over the center. Are they working at that? Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna leave him. So we're doubling to that end. Okay. And what we do is we use an axe double team method, right? So I'm an old school Tony Franklin guy. So this left tackle, he would step down as a down block, and this tight end, he would step hard inside, and he would form like an axe with his elbow, and he would boom, axe double team that defensive end and give a good, he would try to elbow the shit out of the hip of that D end and try to get horizontal displacement with that 4-eye. Hopefully get that 4-eye to move in this direction. That way the left tackle can get a hold of it. Mm-hmm. Once the left tackle gets a hold of him, then this tight end would move in this direction to that backside linebacker, what you're asking.
Yeah, right on.
And then this wing, what we teach all of our tight ends and H-backs is you push vertical and you block the man to his technique. We have an inside technique, which is this outside linebacker here. So that would turn into a down block. If he was more head up or outside, we would have to play it post snap. If he was in this situation here, this would turn into a kick. But we run outside zone. So at this point, like in the season, this is week 2. This is week 2, and we're running outside zone still. Like what I said earlier, is we scrapped wide zone for pin and pull, or this buck method. And I don't know if we ran it this week. No, we didn't run it this week. That was week 3. But then we've seen so many even fronts since that we haven't ran odd front, to be honest, because we haven't seen it.
Right.
Yep, that's an even front.
Coach Blue, do you run wing T?
No, I'm a background as a veer guy. Now coaching spread.
Okay. So I was just, I mean, for me, this is my second year coming back to the same high school that I left after winning league titles, running spread. That this head coach that I work for now is a double wing offset pistol kind of offense. Okay. I'm coming to a school that is averaging anywhere from 350 to 400 yards of rushing per game. I mean, you got three backs that are touching the ball. Each one of them, excuse me, is coming out on Friday night with 150 yards plus. So they do it right. So the things that I'm learning is the run game, and it's all about those rules. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, like Cody's 100% right. It is extremely hard to run buck out of a 10 personnel. Tight ends are extremely important in my opinion. I mean, even though I'm a spread guy, I love an attached tight end, especially on with a nub side, trips away, dude. I love it. But we're kind of trying to combine wing T philosophy with my spread philosophy in the passing. But I can tell you that against an odd front, that tight end is always going to be gap down backer. So the rule is it's the first defender outside of the tight end that's getting kicked. Okay. So basically that tight end has got gap down backer. Now the wing that's attached, we run so much jet that we outside release that wing every time, because what it's going to do is, let's say that backer is outside, he's going to outside release him because he's going to start carrying, because every time we run jet, that dude's running. So we outside release, and then I believe the coach referred to it as a Crowder block. Some of you old school guys might remember that, but it's like, I'm going this way, but I'm coming back and I'm going to block you and put you on your ass. So when we run buck, it is not necessarily an outside run as much as it is as a C gap play. So you'll see here, and Alex, if you could possibly let me share this, I could kind of. This is what Coach drew up, and I do have video on there.
Yeah, let me make you the co-host, Coach.
All right, appreciate you, brother.
Hey, I don't know if it'll be this time, if you've got clips or anything, but you talked about nub tight end with trips away.
Oh yeah, that's nasty.
Do you have any?
I want to put that in too.
Okay, okay, so I know your next question. What do you love to run out of that, right?
Yeah.
Stick. I'm huge. Like, people look at it like, Coach, you're gonna run stick with a nub tight end. Hell yeah, because I'm gonna send the back out of the backfield, or I'm gonna bring it back with a motion and still somehow either create a 2 receiver surface or a 3 receiver surface on that. And stick, in my opinion, that is my best quick game. And in fact, if they said, hey, you can only carry 1 quick game into this season, I'm going to run stick.
Okay.
All right. So here's that. Can you all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's that drawing of Coach T. That's who I work for. This is how he drew up buck. Obviously, he's got his rules down here and everything like that. It's not real important, but obviously, like I said, I shouldn't say it's not important, because if he's on here, he's going to kick my ass. You know what I meant. I'm a video guy. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing.
Yeah.
It's one thing to look at the drawing and you're like, oh, okay, there's buck. But you're going to see that, again, we're going to outside release this guy because we do this, what we call JoJo motion, or Momo motion, right? The kids came up with this stuff. Momo is at slow speed. JoJo is high speed. So as soon as this guy takes off, we're snapping the ball. We're outside releasing. We're running jet. We're getting outside every time. So we tell this guy, hey, outside release every freaking time. It'll stretch this backer out. And now this guy's coming in to kick his ass. So as you can see, there's like that 90-degree cut. I thought it was impossible to run a back on a 90-degree cut, but it's slow to go. So just like you inside zone guys, you guys know all about that. You've got to press the line of scrimmage, but we tell the same thing with the back. We want to press, make the cut, and explode through the hole. So I'll show you, hopefully, the video pop up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while. Okay, so as you can see, we do have an odd front here. This is taken from a couple of years ago. It may be a little choppy, just let me know. There's that JoJo motion. It's true wing T, so the fullback is going to fill for the backside guard, right? Obviously, we're outside releasing with that wing. The tight end has the gap down backer rule. The tackle has the gap down backer rule, which you can see the center has already taken that nose. Center's rule is real simple. Play side A, then away. And that's a real simple rule for the center. You are responsible for play side A. If you have nobody there, you're blocking away. You're blocking backside. So in that odd front, he doesn't really have anything. The tackle's going to take him. But now this play side tackle is coming down to that Mike backer. Tight end's got the, well, we're going to call him, I guess we'll call him a defensive end. We refer to these guys as tackles when they're in that three-man front. So he's outside releasing on this guy. So technically that first guard should come in, kick this dude's ass. The second guard should cut up and then take this dude right here. And then the back is to the house. So I'll go ahead and let it just play. It gets stretched out. Obviously that, you know, if we come back here, we can kind of look at what happened. Where did we mess up? Somehow, okay, so the tight end got his block. There's that. Where's the edge? All right, so backside guard right there. So as you can see, there's the wall. So there's the wall here, wall there. Back should be cutting up and through it, but this guy, this backside guard that pulled, didn't get good placement on that backer. I think that is maybe, let's see, this is another three-man front. Same thing. We're going to be running buck to the right.
It still wasn't a bad play though, Mike.
No, absolutely not. But watch the back. I mean, the thing about it is he's carrying out. Watch what happens if he presses to where this so-called wing, which this drives me nuts because these wings start lining up deep. He only needs to be one by one off this guy. But if he presses straight across, he gets the ball, cuts where that wing was. I just kind of want you to see the edge. He decides I'm going to go be an athlete because I'm fast. And you know what I mean? He stretches it out. I mean, we're still getting yards. You can't complain about it. I get it. I think I got one more on a three-man front here. Nope, sorry, that's not a three-man front. I apologize. But as you can see, I mean, I have never necessarily been a wing T fan because I'm an Oregon Duck guy. You know, I'm a Chip Kelly up tempo spread offense. I don't have to do things correctly because you're going to do things incorrectly. So even like Alex was saying earlier, the tempo is amazing because you're going to get your base calls. You're not going to be able to substitute and things like that. To go back to what Jeff was asking about is I will tell you the years that we won the league. Now I'm at a school right now where I have probably 45 to 50 kids total. That's including your freshmen and JV. Okay. So I'm in the same numbers, really, if you think about it, as what Alex was saying, like that 25 to 30 mark with your varsity players. The 3 years in a row that we just dominated people was the off-season conditioning, because yes, I had a majority of the kids that were playing on offense were playing on defense. And I was that dude that I was going to sacrifice rest time on special teams, get those kids whose parents show up to the game and never get to watch them play. I was going to get them into the game on special teams. And yeah, it came back to bite me in the ass because there's three things in a football game: offense, defense, special teams. The guy that can win 2 out of the 3 is probably going to win the ball game. And when you're close neck to neck in that one other category, you got to rely on your special teams. And I screwed the pooch on that. And you know, that's something that here, let me stop sharing there. That's something that, you know, that you learn from, you know what I mean? But yeah, the off-season conditioning, obviously, what Cody was saying, I can't agree any more than how he put it. It's a tempo thing. If I bet, like for me, I can guarantee you watch one of my games, if I get an explosive first down play, I'm immediately coming up and freezing the next play. So explosive for us is anything over 15 yards. And we will jump on the ball and we will basically have that freeze call, or I think Alex called it a hold call, and look to and I'm telling you, now all of a sudden we just got an 18-yard play. We jump up there, we freeze them, and now they jump off sides, and we're taking a break, and we're now 1st and 5. You know what I mean? So to
Yeah.
me, that's huge.
That's
huge
funny.
thing.
That's funny, coach, because I kind of do it the opposite. But I love what you said. I actually like that, freezing after a big explosive play. I've done it the opposite way, though. We've had a big explosive play. What we started doing is we called out bingo. So if we just yell bingo from the sidelines, we are attaching quick pass with our zone read. So if ball is in the middle of the field, we go 2x2 and we run hitches with zone read. If ball ends up on a hash, we run 3x1 to the field and we go bubble, backside slant with zone read. And so my philosophy and my thinking on that is big explosive play, 20 yards, whatever it is. Okay, big run, big pass. We yell bingo from the sideline. They automatically know what we're doing because we've told them the situation, we told them the rules. So for us, what happened is we're sprinting to the ball while the defense, like the defensive linemen, they're dragging ass to get set and get back on the right side of the ball. And sometimes we got offsides call. So yeah, we would still get a free 5. Other times they're so out of position that we're either running the ball because they're not set, they don't have guys in the box, or their secondary's all messed up and they're confused on trying to get a call, and we've got leverage or we've got numbers in space and we end up throwing it, and we would get another explosive play out of it. So I've done it the opposite way, but I really like kind of what you said as far as freezing it, get a rest. I'll probably have to do that this year because my numbers, but yeah, I like that.
What worked well for us last year is our quarterback. I had my quarterback either call Mike, Will, or Sam as our freeze call because the defense, and I had him pointing at him. So the defense isn't going to think anything different. And we were very successful in that freeze call last year.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. I couldn't agree with you more, man. For us, if you came to one of our games, we have boards. We have the same style of what you're doing.
Yeah.
There's 3 coaches doing signals, and I have a board. The only thing the board does is set tempo.
Yeah.
That's it. So when you see, like, for instance, like I think a couple of years we let the kids pick out what it was, but green was go, red was slow it down, right? So we had like the Celtics, we had the Jets, we had anything that was green was like our tempo was fast.
Gotcha.
But I will tell you what, these kids are like, oh man, these kids think that, or this other team thinks that we're running buck again because the last time we threw up that Celtic sign, they thought and I'm like, man, if people are going to spend time on trying to figure out your signals, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah. They're spending time on the wrong thing.
Right.
Yeah, we did the boards too, but it was too slow for us. The kids couldn't get the right board up at the right time. I did it. I was doing it how Oregon used to do it way back in the day.
Yes,
I had a buddy that played for the Ducks, and so I messaged him like, "What in the hell are you guys doing? I got to know." So he kind of told me what they do. We tried it, and obviously, it's not even close. They've got the systems in place to be able to do that. So for us, it just became a distraction, though, kind of like for you. We'd throw a board up, and everyone's eyes go to that board, trying to figure out what we're doing, and it really meant nothing.
Yep, absolutely. But like I said, ours just set tempo.
I like
that's
that,
all it did.
Yeah, cool.
Great ideas.
Alex, you said y'all are trying to go like trips nub. Does anybody got any film on that? Because we've dove into that this year, and it's working pretty well, I think.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. I would love to see it. I don't know if people have it today, but just right away, I started thinking of all my three-man concepts that we want to run out of trips and flip in our Cougar 10 personnel, is being able to run those out of the nub tight end and then attaching 2-man concepts with the tight end in the back, possibly on the back side of things.
Yes. So what I love about it is you get a true pass strength to one side and you get a true run strength to the opposite side.
Yeah.
And what it's done is I think I have like 22 clips. I'll only share if guys are interested in it, but like I'm going to start majoring that more because you can 6-man protect or you can 7-man protect, which is really good.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about is running. We pretty much can run anything we want because
Mhm.
to both sides. We talked about outside zone, power read, counter Trey,
Mhm.
stretch, and then in the pass game, everything there is in the pass game too. It's just about
Yeah, what I like about it is you get an 11 personnel run game, and then
yeah,
you get a trips pass game.
yeah,
So you get a 3-man surface pass game, and then you get an 11-man surface run game, or I'm sorry, a 6-man surface run game.
yeah, yeah. Tight end hand in the ground is new for me, so
Yeah.
I'm I mean, I obviously like it. It's just it's new for me calling stuff out of it. I've always been Cougar or 10 personnel. That's how I've always done it in the past. We're doing more 11 stuff. So
Mhm.
the run game stuff, hand in the ground is I'm getting used to it. I operate more with the tight end as a sniffer. So
Yeah.
I put him in that kind of the B gap wing, depends on what the play is. And we do counter Trey. That's the one, I guess, the one gap RPO that we would have. I don't know if, it's not like your traditional RPO, but um, I don't know if you would want to see it. I don't have a clip on it, but I would just draw it up. I think Coach Alfred was one that wanted to see some gap stuff, but and then yeah, if you have any film on, I'll do the one gap and then the one screen that we use, and then I'll let someone else jump in. So let me and then
Yeah.
yeah, if you have any of the nub stuff, for sure.
I got like 22 clips. Some are bad, some are good, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Hey, coaches, I appreciate the time. I just got to practice, so I'll catch you guys next time.
Cool. Sounds
See you,
good.
coach.
See you, coach.
Hey, Cody, run that Y cross out of that nub, bro.
Y cross.
So we're
Yep.
working on that. And I just got to get my tight end. I just got to get my tight end in the same wavelength. Because what happened is we got like we just signed like a Mexican import linebacker who's a beast. And then the previous starting outside linebacker is like 6'4", 230. And he lost his starting position to this Mexican beast essentially. And now I have this 6'4", 230 dude at linebacker at tight end now. So I've had him for about 2 weeks now. And dude, he has changed my offense, man. Changed it completely. Having a 6'4", 230-pound tight end changes the game.
Can you guys see my screen or no?
Yeah, we're watching what
Okay.
you're doing, buddy.
Okay, cool. Okay, so
But
we're new to counter Trey. Well, the program is. So I'm installing counter Trey. So we have counter Trey out of this position here, Ram and Lion. If we get a 6-man box, we're blocking everyone. So we're going to use him to stay home and seal off the edge here. We do some quarterback counter Trey, which becomes, if I just keep this in the same look, the back would be away, and we're running stretch this way. Same action here with the tight end arcing and basically pulling or arcing for the first color that shows up. It's quarterback counter Trey, so he's one shuffle. He reads that DN. If he plays wide on the stretch, he's going to rip and run with counter Trey to the left. If he sits in the hole or squeezes, we give it on the stretch, and it's the running back who's got it. So those are just a few things that we're running with counter Trey. The one thing that I want to get to though is this counter Trey RPO. It's the first level RPO. There's still run and pass options out of it. And what I like about it is it's really the same read for the quarterback. I'm sure you probably guys have seen this on Saturdays before. Maybe you guys are doing it. But same read for the quarterback. So really it's the same stuff, zone read, counter Trey read, even power read. All the reads are basically the same. If he widens, then and he plays with the running back, right? He widens with the swing route there. Quarterback's gonna tuck it, and he's running counter Trey to the left. If he sees tackle, go away from him, and he squeezed down the line of scrimmage, then we're throwing it out to the running back on the swing route there. So the quarterback is going to catch the ball, and he's going to set his feet towards the running back. So he's going to really flip his hips and get himself set up to be able to throw that swing route with his eyes on this defensive end. So he's going to get a quick read here. And like I said, he's got those two options. So if he flips his hips and the end chases, then he's tucking it and running counter Trey to the left. Now, on this side here, I'm going to be doing pre-snap stuff. So some access throws. So if they want to, bring this guy off the edge, or if they're more single high look, something like this, and he's into the box, whatever it may be, or he's, tucked in tighter to the box and we have leverage, then pre-snap read, we can also throw this here. So this is more of an access throw, and it's a pre-snap read for the quarterback, just like any other pre-snap read in our quick game when it comes to our slots that are running like an out-breaking route. Do we have leverage on the overhang defender? If we do, then we want to throw that football. So pre-snap read, something like this. Okay, I'm not throwing the bubble. I'm going to go to my post-snap read and then read this defensive end here and go counter tray left with the quarterback, or throw it out to the running back on the right. So that's my one counter tray. That's my one gap scheme. I don't know if you guys have seen it before. I would, maybe you have. Teams are doing it at the next level. But this is kind of like the next thing that we're going to be doing once we get, the blocking right with counter tray. So is anybody else running something similar?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. How are you tagging that? So are you calling you're calling formation here, then you're you're calling counter tray. What are you telling when that back gets on the other side and running that sweep or that swing pass?
I would just make this a one word call. So or I would tag it with counter tray. We haven't gotten in there yet, so I haven't come up with a sign for it yet or a name. But this formation for us is ram. It tells our tight end to be the sniffer to the right. So that's how I'd start. I would say ram, and then we go number base. So 15 is to the left. So we might go like 15 Q counter swing or Q counter read swing, something like that.
Okay.
I don't like that just off the top of my head because it's too many words. And maybe
Yeah, I agree.
15 counter, 15 Q, I don't know, counter read. And we just say anytime we call that, this is the read that we're looking for. Or maybe it has a name of its own. We don't have to say counter, but whatever it is, however we come up with it, I'm looking for one word after the direction, after 15, 1 to 2 words, I would say, for all of this here. So anytime I call it, if we're going to go swinging it to the right, then the opposite slot needs to know he's running bubble. So it could be the same thing from here. You know what I mean? We go counter trade to the right now. We'd swing him out to the left. And then the bubble's coming from this side. So it would be like a concept of its own, which is why I think I could come up with just one word for it and say, when we say this one word, this is what everyone is doing, rather than making tags. So that's the one, the gap counter RPO, I guess. I don't RPO second level a ton, other than what we're going to do with stretch and possibly inside zone. Stretch is probably what everyone else has seen too. You read the backside linebacker. We did it a few times in the past with power, but we're not running power this year, so we won't be doing that either. And then let me show you just one of my screens that we've ran in the past. It's been pretty successful. I like it, and it's all about putting your guys in space and putting guys in conflict. So for me, we called it two-sided screen. So this is our basic spread look, and we're going two-sided screen. So the screen to the right side, it's two-sided because there's screens to both sides of the field. So the first screen here is going to be from the back, and he's running a swing. He's just swinging out there. What we would do with our number one receiver and two, I should say, is they're going to be push cracking to the first guy inside. So let's just say they're a single high team like this. One is going to push crack for two's defender. So push, crack here. And then two is going to push and then crack for anything inside. So if linebacker flows to him, he's going to pick him up. If not, then he's going to work for the safety over the top. And then what we're doing with our tackle is we're sending our tackle to the corner. So if he's outside shade, then he wants him to get upfield. And most of the time what he does is he takes an inside release to that, but then he's got to get flat down the line. And we want to meet the corner at a flat angle. If the angle is too steep or too far downfield, then this guy is too athletic for our tackle, where he just dives underneath it and we can't get to him. So we try to get flat down the line. The one thing that will help this tackle, though, is the number one receiver and doing a really good job of pushing on the corner. If he's like an off man or playing off 8 yards or whatever, then he doesn't have to push as much because he's already off. But if he's somewhere up closer, like 3 yards or in his face, then he may have to push a little bit longer and then crack to try to get this guy into a pedal, or just to get him off a little bit of relief for this tackle that's coming flat down the line. So really what we're trying to do on this right side here is we're trying to create this wall for our running back. So if we can crack and kind of wall off things here with our number 1 and 2, and we can wall off right here, then he catches the football and he's right through that alley right there. So that's the right side. And what we're reading here, the quarterback, what he's reading is he's going to be reading this play side defensive end. It's literally the same thing as I just showed you with the gap scheme RPO. So if he's going to run out with the running back, then we're going to go to the left side of the field with the screen that I'll draw up here in a second. So if he swings out with him, obviously he's taking that option away from us. We got to have an answer for it. But if he, attacks the quarterback, kind of a free rusher, and gets inside, then we just dump it over the top of him and we let our running back go play and get out in space. So let's just say he plays the running back there. Okay. So what we have on the left side here is we're going to be running a middle screen. I call it a middle screen. So I'll just start with the slot receiver. So what he's going to do is he's going to push and he's going to take, it depends. Some years we've had him push and take the corner. Depending on this corner's alignment, if he's up in his face, then we probably would have him take the corner there. So that way he doesn't trail our number 1 receiver on the middle screen. If he's off, then we can just stay right here on him. But for now, I'll just have him go out to the corner. And then what we do with our line here. So our left tackle, he's going to be in pass. He's going to pass set, and he wants this defensive end to take an outside release. So if he takes an inside release, I'm not an offensive line coach, but we do want him to be outside. So we kind of want him outside, and we really want to ride that rush to the outside and get him upfield. And then these guys are going to pass set, and they're going to pass set for a 3 count because it's a little bit longer developing. So they're going to pass set, and then they're going to release out. So he's going to be looking kind of outside in. He's got the middle, and then he's also got outside in here. If no one presents themselves at the second level, then they keep climbing and working. So we've got middle screen drawn up to the left here. So he's going to take one solid jab down the line, off the line of scrimmage. And then he's going to come back, and he's coming back about 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. And really the timing of this thing, our tackle should disappear. Our linemen should start to release. And we want kind of this guy getting right into the line of scrimmage to where he's following that line right through there. So there's a lot of moving parts here. It looks like kind of crazy right now with all these things drawn up, but really it's one single read here, and we're going screens to both sides of the field. So it's just about the leverage that you can get on the defense and trying to get guys in space. So again, he attacks the quarterback, free rusher. He's inside. We dump it over his head, and we throw it to our running back. And he's really going to read that tackle's block. Hopefully we can kind of get a kick out block. It doesn't have to be a pancake. We just got to get some interference and get him on the outside here. And then we can get inside that alley right there. If that DN chases the running back, then what I tell my quarterbacks to do, because his hips are going to be flipped to this running back. There's no really drop step for him. He's going to catch the football and kind of flip his hips as he's looking at that defensive end. If he can dump it over him, he can. If not, what he's going to do, he's going to get into a back pedal. So as he's going to back pedal, his shoulders should be like right at this angle right here in his back pedal. That way he can see clearly this number 1 receiver coming right back down the line of scrimmage. And then obviously it's got to be a nice high release over these guys that hopefully are going to be rushing our quarterback at that point. And for him, he's got to get depth. I'd say anywhere between 8 yards is where he's going to be throwing the football to our number 1 receiver who's coming down the line of scrimmage. So that's what I call two-sided screen.
Do you ever have problems with the corner triggering hard on the running back? Even if it's zone or man?
When we didn't know, because we face a lot of zone teams. We don't actually I haven't seen a lot of man teams. So we haven't really seen the corner affect it too much. If that is an issue, then I would say this number 1 has to push a little bit longer on this corner. So he's kind of holding off this corner from triggering so our tackle can get out there and also for our running back to be able to catch the football. If it's a big issue, then we'll just go I mean, really, I mean, I guess it hasn't been a big issue, so I haven't tried to address that yet. But yeah, the main thing here is the number one receiver pushing on the corner, cracking the overhangs defender, allowing for that tackle to get out. So yeah.
Okay.
I like it just because, again, it goes back to the same reads, and we read a lot of defensive ends, and so that way I can get my quarterbacks used to those kind of reps. You know, a lot of the things are the same. If he's inside or sits in the hole, we're going out. Whether it's you're going to rip and run, or you're dumping it, or you're throwing it to someone. But if he's in, we're out, and if he's out, then we're running it inside. So that was kind of my thing on the screen. So those are the two. That's the gap, counter Trey RPO, and then the screen game that I like. We carry a few screens. We do tunnel screen, we do bubble screen, we do slip screen out of the backfield to the running back, and then that two-sided screen there.
I actually just made that adjustment. So what I was doing is I was just releasing the 4 front side linemen to the tunnel and leaving the backside tackle to hinge.
Mm-hmm.
Now what I'm doing is I'm going to that read screen, which you just showed.
Yeah.
Because we were having some issues with our screen game and we just weren't getting enough completions. So I added that read element, and I'm hoping that improves our completion percentage in our screen game.
Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, we so in the past when I've ran tunnel screen, we take our number one, you know, if it's 2x2, we take our number one, same thing. He comes off the ball, you know, 1 to 2 steps off the ball, and then he's going to replace number 2 on the tunnel. And what we do now, kind of what I came into, is our number 2 takes the corner, and our tackle takes the overhang. Our tackle takes the number 2's defender.
So you're running that out.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, we just try to create that wall. So our number 2 takes the corner, our tackle free releases for the overhang. And as our number 1's replacing the 2, we try to kind of create that wall for him. That way he gets just inside the tackle.
Are you running that?
What's
sorry,
up?
I don't mean to keep.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
all good.
I'm sorry. Do you run that out of 3x1? Sorry to keep interrupting. Sorry.
Tunnel screen out of 3x1?
No, this read screen out of 3x1.
I don't, just to make sure I can protect the backside with the middle screen coming down the line of scrimmage.
Okay. So
depending on I mean, if the overhang on the backside is the problem, then we'll block the overhang. We'll just stock block him. And, you know, the one's going to have to, I mean, he may be chased by the corner, but I mean, most of the time not, but, or we have our backside slot push to the corner. So it really depends on kind of what we're getting.
So you wouldn't run the running back side to the 3 receiver surface. So you have and then run the tunnel with the number 1 backside. So this is only a 2x2 screen.
For me, it is. I've never looked at it as a 3x1. I'm not saying it can't be. I've always just run it at a 2x2 because for me, I like the spacing that I get out of it. I don't know what it looks like out of a 3x1. I haven't drawn it up yet, but just as I'm kind of thinking about it, to me, it seems like I'm maybe bringing more guys to the point of attack by adding an extra guy to that side if I do throw it to the back. I'd rather pull a guy away from it than bring a guy to it and have to block that guy. I'd rather just pull a guy completely away from the play and not where you have to, you know, one of my receivers blocking on the point of attack. So,
okay.
So that's why I do it out of 2x2. You know, 3x1, we might get a backer that's kicked out of there or a safety that's down, and I just would rather not deal with that. I'd rather work with more space.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know if that was helpful or not, but those are my 2. I don't know if anyone's got anything else. You guys film or draw stuff up, or got a quiet bunch.
I got some 3x1 nub stuff if guys want to see some clips. I know whenever, I'm a huge film guy, so I always like seeing some 3x1. I always like seeing film. So if guys want to see some,
I'd like to see some if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be running some of that myself this year.
Can y'all see my screen here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we go trips nub, and all we do is we just give like a. Can y'all see me personally, like my face?
Yeah.
So what this would be, this is like late. So late is trips left, early is trips right. So what we do is we go late, nub, early, nub. So this late tells us trips left, nub means a tight end right. And here we're just going to run Y corner. So we run here, we run the Y corner concept, we run the snag, sit, and then we run a flat.
Yeah, that was my first because I love snag, so that's going to be our first install.
It's our most common call play. So and this is a 3-match team.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can see guys, we're tempoing right now. You can see guys not lined up; they're kind of bunched up. This dude is a freak, and he's got his hands on his hips. And this is probably third, fourth quarter, and we're tempoing at this point, so they're having a hard time getting lined up. And we just hit the flat. I mean, it's only a 2-yard gain on 3rd and 5, but
there's no punting though.
Yeah. We shoot it through the corner because we read the corner in this concept. If he runs with the snag, we should throw it in that grass behind him. This is a bad read by the quarterback. And we're 7-man protected. I mean, this is what I love about this formation is we're getting a 3-man surface to one side, and we're 7-man protected.
So your protection on that? Your back's on the left. So are you half sliding? What's the protection?
So we do a free man out because we're kind of like we're a run and shoot team. So we free man out protect. So in this situation, he tight end has got C gap. So essentially he should have this guy if he blitzes. Right tackle here has got a D end, so he should be one-on-one with the D end. We've got looks like a 3-tech here. So the right guard would get the 3-tech. We have a 1 here. So the center would get the 1-tech. Left guard would vertical set with eyes on this linebacker. And then left tackle is going to vertical set with the D end. And then the back is pressing C gap. If he gets no threat, he's free man outing to the backside. Yep, and the back picks up the outside linebacker who comes C gap, right? And the left guard essentially right here, left guard has nobody. So when he has no one to block, he is shooting in to help the center. Let's see if he does it. Yep, left guard helps the center here. Quarterback just makes a bad read.
Yeah, right. It's like just the leverage on that.
Yeah, so and then my quarterback has struggled on 3rd down all year.
Yeah. I think, Coach, going back to, you called this late nub, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Can y'all see the top of it?
Oh, yeah.
Right here? Yeah. So, it's a late nub.
So going back to the communication, I would find one word for that if, like, that's what you're going to be in. So for us, like, we would say, and we were kicking around calling it, like, if we wanted to put the tight end attached to the left with trips to the right, we just call it lucky. So lucky means even though we have a signal trips or a call for trips to the right, which is trips, lucky means tight end's going to the left, hand in the ground, and then all 3 receivers are trips to the right, away from the tight end. And then if we say, because lucky has an L in it for left, and then if we want to do it, tight end to the right, hand in the ground, trips to the left, we would call it Roger or Ringo or something like that. So just going back to the communication, at least for me, we would try to find one word for that if it's going to be a big formation for us. That way we don't have to tag stuff. But
yeah, I mean, we've ran it 22 times in the last 2 games. So, I mean, I think it's going to be something a part of moving forward.
Yeah. I mean,
so I'm going to consider.
I don't know if you're like trying to go super fast up tempo, because if not, then, for me, I'm trying to go fast, hurry up. So I'm always looking to shorten stuff, but.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I like that idea because like I feel like my signals are too long. So here we're in early nub, which is trips right, and we're got the nub tied into the boundary, and we're running pin and pull. But we make a mistake. We get this guard to pull to kick, and this guard should pull and wrap, but we don't get that. We only get one guard pulling. And this just lets you know, guys, like we make mistakes, right? But we still get 4 yards. So we get a down block, guard kicks, and we're getting to the edge.
Did you have anything attached to the backside on this? Or are you just going straight run?
Yeah. So like this guy right here, my middle receiver, he's the Mexican dude who played in the CFL. We pretty much tag a screen to him every time because he's a freak. He's running the bubble here, right?
And you can throw it to him, or is that just a?
Yes. So this is a pre-snap look. So
Okay.
honestly, this is early nub. Lambo is our pin and pull left, and I tagged Y key.
Okay.
Y is my middle receiver here. So this would be early nub Y key for us.
Okay, so let's say your quarterback wants to throw it. So
Yep.
what do you what are you coaching the quarterback to do to clear out from that mesh point? Because your running back is running the ball. He thinks he's running it, right? Or do you have your quarterback, tell him it's killed? Just your running back tell him that it's killed. That way he knows he's throwing it.
Yeah, no. So what we do is we tag the entire concept. So we go early nub, Lambo, Y key. Pre-snap, we knew in this situation, it looks like it's 3/3, essentially, because based on game plan, we knew they were going to play match 3 because we had played this team literally 2 weeks before. But this receiver right here is no longer starting because he is a terrible blocker. We have now benched him. Right? So he should block number 2 while our outside receiver blocks number 1, and we should have good leverage with the key screen, right? Or the bubble. So what I tell the quarterback is pre-snap, do you love the bubble? Yes or no? Yes, throw it. No, hand it off. So this is a pure pre-snap type of play.
So but your back is on the right side here, which
Correct.
is the direction that he's going to try to throw it if he loves it.
Correct.
What do you tell your quarterback? Because I've done it a few ways. Sometimes I've told my quarterback, if you know you're going to throw it to the right side, like you have here, move the running back to the left. And that's all the communication is. The linemen don't need to know that he's throwing it. Just move the back so you got a free access throw to the right. Then there's other times where I have the quarterback kind of clear out from the mesh. So he takes a drop step, lets the running back cross his face, and then he throws. What are you doing?
So what we do is he tells the back, he communicates with the back like, hey, I'm throwing it here. Just get out my way.
Okay.
So what he'll do is his right foot is always forward. He will take his right foot back, and then his left foot will step to the play and he'll throw.
Okay.
So it should be 1-2 throw. And then the back is inserting for the backside puller.
Okay. So
just in case something crazy happens, and we get run through.
Yeah.
He's going to insert for the backside puller.
Okay.
So essentially the rat man, which we don't get a rat man because we make a mistake.
Right. Okay. I've always in the past I've had my quarterback, let's say he wants to throw it to the right and the back is offset to the right. I've had him pre-snap. I've had him just between you and the running back, just tell him to move. So he moves, he jumps offset to the left because we want to throw a screen, a bubble or a quick screen out to the right. But what's happening was he moved the running back. That's the only time he would move the running back late. So I think what started happening is defenses started picking up, okay, every time he moves a running back, he wants to throw to that side. So I was trying to find other ways to be more, I guess, efficient with that.
Yeah,
with the run and the pass.
What we do is we just tell them, hey, get out of the way, press forward for the puller. And in here you can tell why, like, I'm gonna bench this receiver. Watch this receiver right here. He literally gets thrown to the ground, and this happens every game. Look, shoved. Like, dude, like you're getting benched now, man. Like, the whole no block, no rock. That doesn't imply unless you actually enforce it. So now we're enforcing it.
Well, based on what you said, he's also blocking the wrong dude. So
Exactly. So here's like a double stick concept out of trips, and this is what I like. We're 7-man protecting. We're running a fade. He's running a speed out. He is going to run either a stick or a speed out based on leverage.
Gotcha.
He sits down, we throw the stick. Right? And guys, this is a 4th and 3 play call. And this is our best concept we run.
Do you run it from the number 2 at all?
Run it from the number 2. What do you mean? The read?
Do you run the stick from 2 and
No.
flat from 3?
No. So this is a fade. This is a mandatory speed out. This is a stick or speed out based on leverage. Yep. And this is what I like about this formation is we're getting a 7-man protection. This is what's beautiful about it. You can get a 7-man protection and you're getting a 3-man passing concept, right? This is what's so cool about this formation. I'm in love with this formation because you're getting a trips combo, which usually is some type of overload most of the time, and you're getting a 7-man protection. It's genius. I love this formation. I've fallen in love with it. We scramble here. This is a broken play. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is a broken play. Yeah. So look, guys, this was a 4th and 8. We're down 20-10. This we call a timeout. This is the 3rd quarter, and this is a called play out of a timeout. So what I do is we free release the tight end on a fade to try to draw this safety out of the way. And we're running Y corner. That's all we're doing. We're running Y corner. Here, he's got the snag route or the slant if it's man. We're running the corner route. And since this team brings such exotic pressure, I mean, they were more athletic than us at every position. Our number 3 receiver is going to chip the D in and then release flat. And so it's essentially like an 8-man protection, kind of. We're getting a chip by the receiver, and then the tight end is going to chip before releasing vertical. And this hits for a touchdown. I'm really proud of this play. So number 3 is going to chip the D in to slow him down, and then boom, we hit the corner route, make the man miss, and we score a touchdown. And now we're only losing by 3. Which is a really cool. I mean, and this is Y corner. I mean, this is day 1 install quit game, day 2 install quit game. So you can change formation, right, and still run your day 1, day 2, day 3 stuff. I mean, this is nothing fancy. This is just Y corner. I mean, everybody in the country runs this play. And boom, it's a touchdown because you give it to your best player. Here we go 4 verticals. This is a 4 vertical concept. We're going here. We're do like a little switch combo, and he's running vertical. I mean, trip snub. We're 7-man protecting, guys. This is what I can't stress enough: is we're 7-man protecting. It doesn't get much safer than this. If you can't 7-man protect, I mean, you're probably not going to win very many games. So we go 7-man protect. We run a 4 vertical concept. We step up in the pocket, and we get a big gain out of trip snub. You know, and this is why, like, I'm falling in love with this formation. Yeah, finally. Yeah, he's finally putting it together.
So this is like what is it, like the dagger concept? You got the vertical by 3 and then the dig by 2.
Yeah, this is divide special. So what we're doing is we're doing like a switch release. He's running a dig and he's running a seam read based on this guy's leverage. But this is what happens when you got I mean, this guy played in the CFL. I mean, this dude's a freak. He runs the dig and literally gets quadruple coverage. I mean, look at this. Quadruple coverage.
Yeah.
So I mean, we kind of planned this. We knew that they were gonna we knew we were gonna get a bracket style coverage on him. So this is kind of a game plan going in. We knew if we switch release, we would be one-on-one with this safety. We just didn't call it enough. That's on me, man.
You got
This is
anything with
bad.
you got anything with the tight end? Anything with him in the route concepts at all? Or you always work
Yeah.
on the 3-man side?
No, we run a little bit of stick with him where he's running an OTB. I'm trying to see if I got clips of it.
Okay.
It's a lot of just I may have some practice film of it, but this is power. This game we have terrible film quality. It's almost not worth watching. That's Buck right there. So here's Buck to the right. This is decent film quality, right? So we're gonna run Buck to the right. So this is this is pin and pull. So we're gonna pull the front side tackle, and then we're gonna pull the center. This is that pin and pull adjustment we made.
I see.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the tight end here, he will down block this end, who's like a 7 technique or a 9. I'm not sure exactly what you call it. I can't really tell based on this film. But then we have a true 3 tech. I'm sorry, we have a 1 tech. So the guard will down block. Okay. And then the tackle will pull and kick, and the guard will, the center will pull and wrap, while the backside guard is going to just clear that 3 tech. Tackle pulls, kicks, backside center is pulling and wrapping. This isn't a terrible play. I know it's kind of hard, guys. The film isn't the best. Here's true Buck getting front side guard, backside guard pulling. That's power. I don't know if I have any practice. I may have some practice film, but I know it's not great, guys. I'm sorry, but
That's good stuff.
dude, I'm falling in love with this pin and pull and this trips nub stuff, man. So here's us trying to run it with an inline or with an H back. We're playing with it in practice, right? So he would push vertical, right, and he would block it to the top to the man's technique. So he's got an outside leverage DN. So in this situation, he would pull and he would push vertical and kick. We should get a down block. And in this situation, right, we're getting a funky front. Based on our rules here,
It's got to go.
Yeah. Based on this rules here, we should down here, and this should just turn into power.
So you got rules to where only one guard's going to pull?
Yeah, because based on this front, watch the 3 tech come unblocked. Yeah. Yep. You see that?
Yeah.
Yep. And this is scout. I mean, this is our inside run drill, right? We get a guy who's walked up in the A gap. So based on gap rules, we're here. We're going to push vertical, kick out. In theory, this should be power. But I mean, guys, this is practice, and guys know guys make mistakes.
Now, why not have your wing? And I don't run this stuff, but why not have your wing arc? Do you think that would pull that edge player, that defensive end there, maybe widen him for the let's say they don't walk a guy up on the line of scrimmage either, and that first guard's going to pull the play side guard, Do you think it might make an easier kick out? Probably hits for more tighter play inside.
Yeah,
Or
I'm not sure. I mean, I never thought of that. I mean, that's a good idea, but like based on this front, we should run counter here. Like I would down,
oh yeah,
I would down, I would clear him, right, and then we would work there, and then we should have numbers.
yeah. You go Y. What do you call him? Y H H.
Yeah, this is our H back.
Yeah. H. Yeah.
Yep, I think this is where we try to run H slip. Yeah, that's awful. I don't want to watch that. But yeah, I'm not sure because here's our early. Yep. Okay, so here we got some practice film. We got 2 clips. Probably not the best. Probably. So we're going early nub here. So we got trips to the right. We got a tight end here. They're giving us an even front, and we're going we're going pin and pull to the left. So not necessarily the best look, right? So here's an issue with the back. The back doesn't cut up. So we block this correctly. The tackle gets a good down. The center gets a good down. The tight end goes all the way backside. This guard should kick this end. This backside guard should wrap here, and we should technically hit this straight through here. But the back is impatient. We get a good kick by the front side guard. The front side tackle is wrapping. And we have a huge hole right here, right? And guys, we know in practice our guys just want to bounce everything, right? Our guard, our running back bounces it, which is wrong. We run it again. And we leave the one tech unblocked. Huge mistake. No. But I mean, we're still we've got about 2 or 3 weeks into this trips nub stuff, so we're still trying to improve on some things. But what I've learned is the biggest mistake we're making is we don't block the A gap or B gap defender. That's what's becoming the biggest problem I've noticed is we're leaving the 1 tech or the 3 tech and we're not communicating. So our offensive line, when they don't communicate properly, I mean, you're getting a front side 1 or 3 tech unblocked. I mean, he's going to blow that shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes it just impossible, man. It makes it impossible to run.
Yeah, I'm trying to we haven't got into it yet, but we were starting to look at the nub stuff. And I keep going back to like smash with the tight end. At least with our tight end, he's huge. Because we would see.
Hey, coaches, I gotta go. So nice seeing everybody.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you for the invite.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll be in touch.
All right, sounds
Thank you
good.
for the tips.
Yep, good luck, coach.
You bet. Thank you.
Is running more smash on the backside with the tight end. So put the tight. It's kind of like more of a boundary call too, but you got your tight end running the corner, and then you're back on the same side, and he's just running, I guess, the shoot route, and basically you're trying to outflank that corner who's probably going to be by himself out there.
Yeah, you're trying to high-low him essentially, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I like smash. I know a lot of guys it's a too high deal for them, but I like it single high too. So I would do like a smash, probably the smash on the backside. My only problem though is like we're R4, so it doesn't really tie into R4 rules unless, because like the rhythm would be the corner. I don't know. Do you know R4 at all?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
You better be careful. Mike's in here, man.
I know.
Don't fuck up.
No.
I'm all over it. I'm writing this shit down. about to get you an R4 ticket.
I'm over here. I'm waiting for Alex to screw up here, Mike.
I'm just gonna quit. I'm just gonna quit talking.
So here's my question, because like, man, I have a huge tendency, because like right now we're in our mid-season. We've played 5 games and we have 3 more games into the playoffs. And I am extremely run heavy in 11 and 12 personnel. So what kind of concepts are you guys running as far as like, I don't want to teach anything new. So, we're running stick, we're running corner, we're running a traditional curl flat, 4 verticals, mesh. How are you guys implementing your tight end into your pass game? I would like to take any suggestions out of Tripp's nub, just straight 11 personnel with an H-back. I would love to take any suggestions if you guys have any.
Specifically out of Tripp's nub?
No, just any 11 personnel package where you have a tight end or an H-back. How do you include him in the pass game? Because when I go 11 personnel, I'm running the football essentially, right? Minus a little bit of differences.
Yeah. So for us, Cody, anytime we're true 11, obviously we have like a blocking tight end. So I'm with you. We're gonna run the ball. If I'm going to put that tight end into a route, obviously for us, it's going to be some type of route that's going to be under the hard deck. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because he cannot get
vertical based on his alignment.
Correct. It depends on what you run. I mean, if you've got a tight end, an attached tight end, and they like to do that cover 2 or the 2 safety high look, that's when I start running boundary floods, put him on a spot route, and then start moving people. He is your rhythm. And, so I don't know, man. I like, for us with stick, and I think you kind of said, like in your video there, anytime we have a tight end attached and we're running stick with the tight end, he's a mandatory stick and turn out. The only time he's able to turn in is if his play side inside backer blitzes. If he's detached, then he always turns in because that speed out that's next to him. So we kind of changed some things up. Is that when I put that wing in there, I ended up making that wing, instead of doing like a 4-step speed out, I have him doing a 2-step arrow, because because that, you figure that wing is 1 by 1. And what was going on is that tight end and that wing were getting vertical for the most part at the same time, and that defender wasn't declaring. So I need that defender to declare, so it's an easier read for the quarterback. So I basically said, hey, you're now turned into a 2-step arrow and you're aiming 6 yards on the sideline. And they're like, Roger that, coach. And as soon as we did that, that outside backer was immediately declaring, and we continued to hit the stick, So, I mean, we are full R4 in our passing. So like when Alex was talking about, like, well, the corners, the rhythm, and then, not sure how to do it, is we rhythm side things. So when we put a rhythm and a rush on the same side, we can sit there and call it a rhythm side, because we could hit either route on the 3rd step of the quarterback's drop. Does that make sense? So
yeah. I'm writing this down. Yeah.
So the way that we just explain it is, on the pre-snap alignment, the quarterback's going to sit there and say, and I do this every day at practice, at least 3 days this week, I'm throwing this unless. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. Quarterback looks out there, looks at his alignment pre-snap, and goes, okay, coach just called Y Seattle with a scat concept on the back or a Seahawk concept on the backside. So we call Y Seattle Seahawk. He knows, okay, my rhythm side is the tight end. Because of leverage, I like the tight end. So I'm throwing it to the tight end, unless if he gets capped, now he flips his hips, and then we get some type of vertical push on the backside. So we have quick game on one side and some type of vertical concept on the backside.
So my quarterback struggles with those full field progressions. Mm-hmm. So I'm having to go more play action or more half field progressions.
No, well, the thing about it though is there's nothing wrong with that. There's not necessarily wrong with it, but understand that when you play action, you're extending your timeline. You see what I'm saying? I mean, because now the quarterback's got a fake, and now is he doing his drop back? Is he booting? You know, what is he doing? So if you got that crazy dude, I think you called him a beast or something like that, and he's just getting vertical, you can have him do some type of like some type of not delayed release, but like a skip release or something like that. Just give me a little bit of a foot fire to start with, and then get into it, because what we're looking for is the timing. Quarterback's doing a quick three on the rhythm side. He doesn't like it. He resets. Now, when he resets, now those routes should be breaking. And it's not necessarily like it is a full field progression, but think of it this way. When you're looking at one person, I'm throwing this unless, and he drops back and goes, nope, it's not there. All I'm doing is now working middle to right. So if the tight end was on the left side, I'm working left. Now I'm going middle, right. And it's just a matter of like, you're running for the most part like a six man protection. You know what I mean? Me,
Yes.
all mine is 5. I believe, and I could be talking out my ass, but I believe the hardest route to cover in high school football is a back out of the backfield. I believe that wholeheartedly, because for the most part, that back is being covered by some type of neck roll guy, and he's already out leveraged. So even if the guy catches up and tackles him, all I got to do is have the back catch the ball, fall down. We got 4 yards. You know what I mean? So that's my opinion. Like I said, I'm sure it's up for argument, but to me, it's one of the hardest routes to cover is a back out of the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree at the high school level here. So, I mean,
I guarantee you, bro, pause your film.
We can't seem to hit it. We can't seem to hit it.
Yeah. So have you been doing that? Like pause the film on the last step of the quarterback's drop? And
dude,
okay,
yes, every play, every pass play, and it's like, bruh, like it's so annoying.
If he's not seeing it, you got to give him some type of cheat code. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing for me is that R4 opened it up for these sayings. If he's even, we're leaving. He's square, we're there. If he caps it, we're snapping it. You're doing it. You're just not using the terminology. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you're telling based on leverage, this is what your route is. Is the quarterback seeing that?
Yeah. I mean, the more you say it, I mean, I'm about to look, to be honest, because I have all my my mid-season plays. I'm about to look at all my 5-man concepts and see what it looks like. To be honest, I never thought about it.
Can I show you? I don't have clips, but we've been running it a ton, 7-on-7.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
I mean, it's literally. Well, unfortunately, I don't have film. I have huddle though, or drops. But for us, it's what we run. It's our 4 verts, and so we have been doing it a lot with our 10 personnel, 3x1, and we'll do it with our tight end too. And I'll usually either have my tight end as a 2 or 3, but the same concept can be applied if you're going to attached here. So for us, this is what we call it Trago, because 3 verts are coming from one side. I like this because if we're going to go tight end attached, I'm assuming most of the time we'll probably get some sort of single high safety. And so this concept has been really well for us, because when we do get single high safety, we're basically, stretching this width here. And so going back to the R4 concept, the way I'm teaching it for our quarterbacks is that the outside guys are like pre-snap alert rhythms. So for us, we have a hard deck of 8 yards. And if we go vertical beyond 8, then we need to throw the football. It kind of gets hairy there with route concepts, but just in this go concept, if these corners are under 8 yards for us, then our quarterback is going to throw the go on his 3rd step. Okay. So it's a pre-snap read, really, if it's a matchup thing. But then post-snap, what we're doing is we're going to rhythm this go route here from the number 3, and then we're going to read the slot receiver here. And then our back becomes the rush route. So basically, we're going to throw this on our 3rd, If he's not open, we're hitching and throwing here, and then we're going to reset our feet and throw it here. It could be early in the progression, or it could be late. Early if they rush, late if we got to reset our feet. So if you want to get into 11 personnel, tight end attached, we go 3 to one side and we run our Trey go stuff. Single high safety, basically what we're doing. I mean, you can probably tell, if he's going to jump this basically cross route, then he's opening up the seam behind him. We hit this guy so many times because this guy's eyes are so bad. He sees the vertical by the tight end getting across the other field. It's right in front of him. Most of the time we start to get him kind of melting to this side of the field, and our guys are just too fast for these guys playing under the hard deck that we're able to put it right on the backside seam there. And so, if he's going to pedal and get to depth, then we're going to try to hit him on our rhythm. Now, I bring the running back out. I either run him here or I swing him out to be able to pull this linebacker out. So by doing that, by running this route, what I can create here is this space that I'm trying to attack right here on my third step as a quarterback. We weren't doing that with our running back. We were keeping him into pass block, but then that just allowed him to drop to depth and play in that hook zone that he's responsible for, because number 2, there's nothing to his side. So he started capping that for us. We weren't able to throw it on our third step, or else we'd try to jam it in there and it wasn't ever good. And so then we started swinging the back out. As soon as we started doing that, boom, this guy, he plays out with, and it's a really simple read on him and really opens up that space there. So we would go, basically it's 4 verts, but it's coming from 3 of the verts are coming from one side of the field. So that's been one of my favorites right now, whether he's attached or he's detached, and we're running it this way. You can do the same thing if it's too high. So if they're going to jump to too high, if they're going to jump to a too high structure here, and you ask for 11 personnel, well, this is 11 for us too. We do the same thing. I'll draw this up a little bit better. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to take out this far safety right here. And then what we're trying to do with our slot here is we're just trying to bang him into the middle. So he's going to go under and over, but we want to bang him more into the middle. So he's going to go under, over, he's going to get vertical, and then we want to bang him right into the middle right there. So we try to hit that window under the safety, over the linebacker, and it's usually right in the middle of the field. So that's our answer for a too high look. But if you're going to face that, like that cover 3 stuff, that single high safety, when you get into your tight end attached stuff, if you bring 3 verticals from one side of the field, it's going to be really hard for them to defend, because they don't have an extra defender out here to play above the hard deck. They've got these 3 guys right here. Well, this guy can only defend 2 of the, he can only defend one of these zones, and we're putting 2 guys into that zone right there. So it's an easy, 1, 2, 3. Does he jump it? Okay, we hitch and we bang the backside seam. Or 1, 2, 3. Then we throw it on our third and we put it right over the linebacker into this empty space right here.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's what we do with our tight end there. And then we also have the drive concept. We've been doing it detached, but I also want to look at it, what it looks like when he's attached, because, like you, I don't want to just run the football every single time his hand is in the ground. So we go the drive. He's at 12 yards. He's our shallow crosser. It's really post dig shallow. And then he's our 9-step post. And then he's got to go on the backside. So, we really like it against too high, because we're trying to affect the quarters coverage, the quarter safety here. We probably get single high here, but really at that point, it's high low on this middle safety here. So we run this at a 7-step post, because he's our first read in the progression. So 7 steps. We try to, if quarterback gets his progression read, then he's going to throw it on his third step in the drop. And again, it's more of a high-low on this safety again. So if he's going to drop into his deep third, then this post has become it's become capped. It's probably ran at a little bit of a flatter of an angle, and his split's probably going to come down just a little bit. So if he drops into the deep third, it's capped. Then we go and look for our read route, which is the dig underneath it. So, quarterback 1, 2, 3, not open, it's capped. Then he's going to hitch and look for the dig underneath. And then he's got this shallow crosser as the rush route. So if they want to bring pressure from any of the linebacker positions, then we can throw him as a rush route as he's crossing. So those are two concepts that have been well for us. The Trago, basically 4 verts, and then also this drive concept here. And we'll run it detached as well, just because we get too high looks, and I really like it against too high. So
here, so let me share my screen and tell me if you would run it against this look. So this look, it's too high, but
run what? What are you talking about? Run what?
Are you seeing this? So you still like both those concepts against this look?
Not the way because you got a wing here. I mean, if he was like Coach Terzos, if you're in that position for me, I'm going to be running like my slip RPOs, because everything from that position, he's got to come under the hard deck. He's going to be a shallow crosser, or he's going to be kind of like running an arrow route, and I would run a flood concept to that side. Or I'd run a inside zone and slip him out to the flat and kind of make it triple option. So
you're running just basic 94 by sail.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not good on terminology. That sounds air raid to me. But yeah, like go sail in a arrow route.
Yeah. So I mean, you're just running a basic flood here. This is what you would do against this?
You can.
Yeah,
Cody.
Yeah.
I personally to me, I'd run your trip side with that sniffer. Those two guys double post with an arrow, and then your backside guy has a burst corner, and then you can send your back out that side if you're not using them for protection. So here's the deal, right?
Yeah.
4 verticals. Now, not saying like that Coach B saw is incorrect at all, because I throughout this time, especially with COVID and watching everybody's film and Zoom calls, is I've always been like 4 verts is what I call versus that post safety high. 3 verts is what I call when I got 2 safety high. You know what I mean? And it's always done well for me. But I'm starting to see that, oh crap, okay, 4 verts can be run against a 2 safety high, even out of a 2x2, but you have to have a bender. You know what I mean? Can't like Coach Besaw was saying, that guy is going to work inside that safety. You know what I mean? So here I would just go with a 3 vertical concept. You got double post there. So what I would do is I would end up rhythming that inside post with either a 5-step or a 7-step, and then that outside guy is going to be a 9-step. So now you have the true rhythm, read, and rush to one side. If you get some kind of post snap safety movement where the backside safety plays center field and we're running burst corner on the backside, he can still rhythm that inside post, now read that burst corner on the backside and use the back out of the backfield as a rush route. So you can set it up to technically where he could have 2 hot routes depending on where he gets pressure from. He gets pressure from the left, throw it. You know what I mean? You feel the rush, throw the rush.
Now, Coach.
Yes, sir.
What I would do, I'm going off of what you're saying here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go double post, and if that sniffer is an athlete, I'd put him on a wheel.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely a shot call. Yeah, absolutely.
Because now you got 3 guys above the hard deck, versus that safety look. The corner is going to take that post on the outside. I mean, you got the overhang that's going to have to chase the wheel route, basically.
Right.
And then you can slip your back out maybe to that side as well on a swing him out or run him to the flat as your rush.
You definitely would, but your progression is going to basically be inside, best outside, check down to the rush. Do you see what I'm saying?
So you're going to be 3, right?
There you go.
You can't have rhythm, read, rush.
Well, you got to remember 2 rhythms equal
a read.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, you can definitely rhythm that inside, read either the post or the wheel, and then rush your flat route with your back out of the backfield. So what Coach Besaw is doing is putting 4 receivers out there. So if you look at your hard deck, oh, sorry, Cody. If you go right back to where
my bad.
that's okay. Yeah, I think that was it. Right there. Okay, so go ahead and pause it. Right. So you got this is a 2 safety high look. So if you think about it this way, you got 3 receivers to this side. You technically have 3 over 3. This dude, damn, I'm using my cursor like you can see it. My bad. So that safety's playing center field. He's on that side. So 3 over 3. That's a positive for the offense right there. As soon as that safety comes over that center line, when they go 4 over 3, we got to win it back, bro. What Coach Besaw is saying, they got 3 over 3. By sending that back, the offense is at a +1. Do you see what I'm saying?
You're saying go double post here and put this
on a wheel
route, and then send the back to the flat.
Send your back that's on there. Like, even if you sent his ass in early motion or out into the flat, there you go. See what I'm saying? You got 4 receivers being covered by 3 defenders.
What if you cannot protect?
well, here's the deal though, right? Is that he's got press coverage. Quarterback knows.
And this is a shutdown corner.
Okay.
Best corner in the league.
Okay. So if he's a shutdown corner, why are we running vertical?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing.
So that's my next question to you guys. Is like I'm listening to your advice, and my next question to you guys is, how do you handle a shutdown corner, and how do you handle bracket coverage on your best receiver?
Well, first of all, if I look at this here, what's the corner like on the backside? Because to me, that's one-on-one. That's a matchup that I would like.
Yeah. So
good call.
We did a bad job of executing it, but we did throw this backside slant a little bit and had some completions.
Well, here's my thing. My favorite thing, my favorite, I guess, route is a comeback. If I get this look here, I'm running a comeback 14 back to 12 on the backside. I'll go 3 receivers to the right just so I can get that one-on-one matchup. And if you got a guy on the backside like that, I'd just play with that corner. My favorite thing is the 14 back to 12 comeback. I think that's the hardest route to defend in football. But that's just me. I don't know.
No, I like it. I mean, you're singling up, but how do you attack the shutdown corner? You got to make him uncomfortable. So this dude right here, this is what that team is saying. My corner is going to kick your receiver's ass. So what do I got to do? You have to put him in conflict now. He's going to either have to carry or he's going to have to stay in the flat. So to me, with this, obviously pre-snap read, I would sit there and say, okay, this is some type of bastardized cover 3, maybe even man free. Because even though he's got 2 safeties, this safety on our side here, it looks like he's walking down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking at. You got corners, eyes on, underneath the hard deck, single safety high. This is some type of man-free coverage. So what route concepts should we be running? We should be running things that hit the seam and things that run away from the safety. So whether shit, Cody, I haven't even asked you, bro. Are you still running your mesh?
Yes. So
okay.
in this game, I don't know if we ran mesh very well. I don't know if we had.
All I'm saying though is pre-snap read. This is if I'm calling plays and I'm in a passing situation, I'm sitting there looking at it as man free, cover 1.
Yeah. Yes, I mean they were a match 3 team. They showed cover 3 pre-snap sometimes, but this was a cover 1 team.
There you go. So what do we got to attack? We got to attack the seams. We got to attack things that are running away from the safety. So whether routes that are crossing his face or away from. So in this thing down here, that smash concept, even though you don't have a lot of room down here to this boundary, that smash concept, if that tight end, or excuse me, I even called him a tight end. If your guy that's what is that your Y that's split out here, this big dude?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Z. He's 6'5".
6'5". Bro, I'd have him do that one step and come back for the ball like he's running that tunnel screen or something, and send number 2 on a corner or one of those what are they calling those things now? That slot fade. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
is your number 1? Can he like not even get off the line of scrimmage? He's that good of a corner, or what?
No, I mean he's good, but I mean this is a 6'5" guy who's probably a 4'8" at fastest, 4'9" fastest.
I'm good with that. Hell yeah, I'm good with that. 6'5" dude at a 4'8". Shit.
I mean, that actually, let me rephrase that. He's 5 flat.
Okay. So he should probably play attached tight end then, huh?
He used to be a professional goalie. He's playing receiver now.
Oh, okay.
But he's got great hands.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Coach. I mean, anything that runs away from the safety, or I'd create some rub action too. I mean, use that corner if he's going to be that aggressive and that tight. I mean, go post wheel and run 2 on the wheel behind the post and try to create, that type of rub action. And
absolutely,
it's just frustrating because I don't have that in my offense. So it's like that requires new teaching. You know what I mean?
What he said. All we're trying to say, Cody, is that it's the same thing. What are you going to do when you get that defensive line dude that's just a dude and is kicking your ass?
Because I mean, this is the only cover 1 team we'll play.
But I can tell you what Coach Besaw and I will do. I'll read him. You know what? We're not going to block him. I'm just going to read him. So even if that dude played tackle, we're no longer reading the backside defensive end. We're reading the freaking tackle. So for us, Arizona is inside zone, right? So if they hear Arizona, if we say Arkansas, the only thing it did is we're still running inside zone. We just changed our read. And then if we go Alabama, that's a second level read. So now the backside knows we're locked up. I mean, we simplify the shit out of it, because if they have a dude, I've got to put him in conflict. And if he's just a dude and he's kicking my ass all night and I've been trying to put him in conflict, then you run away from his ass. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the biggest thing. So if you got a corner or you got a safety out there that's just a dude, you got to put his ass in conflict. So you're already doing it, bro. You're already doing it without even thinking about it, because you got your high-low routes. That's what's good. Whatever he does, he can't be right. That's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we play with him a little bit. We ran some screens, and then we ran a fox, and then we ran like a stutter and caught him slipping. But it was just a little.
I mean, I'd send his ass. Yeah, I'd pull some fat dudes. I would freaking put the fullback. I'd have like 6 people coming out to block his ass on a sweep, and I guarantee you soften his ass up too. He's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna back off this dude a little bit."
Dude, we tried that one time, and he blew up the fuck. We ran.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, we ran buck to him, and he literally just ran around our guy. And it was so frustrating. So frustrating.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find the clip.
The biggest thing, man, is that the things that I have learned is the cap, right? That coverage, alignment, and personnel. So what is he doing on the last step of the quarterback's drop? What's his closure ability? What's his hip angle? Because I'm telling you, watching video, you can sit there and say, okay, this dude plays with a man hip angle. So if he's playing man hip angle, he cannot play anything that's in basically a zone style. So any routes that break inside, you see what I'm saying? You got to find the weakness and his. What is he allowing the guy to get closure? Well, obviously, because he's playing press, he's probably faster than your 6'5" hoss you got out there. So he's going to be a little cocky on it, but I can guarantee you, man, you keep watching film and you pause that on the last step of that quarterback's drop, look where he's at. And then you can sit there and go, oh, these are the routes that he's susceptible now. Give it a shot, or bring the tight end in and put a fast dude out there with him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I mean, your guy's running a 5 flat 40. I mean, you probably don't want to go vertical anyways. He's got no chance. I mean, have you ever thought about bringing him inside and putting one of your slots on the outside? I don't know. is the corner going to follow him to the inside, or does he stay out
No,
there?
he plays outside.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, man, make his ass post up like in basketball, just shoot the ball out there. Catch the ball, fall down, get 7 yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, the only time we'll see that team again is if we play them in the playoffs. But I mean, we may see them or we may not. It depends. It depends on how it plays out.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cody, I'd be more than happy, dude. I mean, I know our time differences is pretty crazy, but obviously, Mondays and Tuesdays are my days off right now. Um, and if you want to, like, if it looks or appears that you're going to be playing that, if you want to sit down and watch film and dissect the shit out of it, we can do that.
Yeah, the next team we play is like a 3-4 team.
Okay.
Cover 4, and then against 10 personnel, and then when we get in different formations, they show like cover 1, and then there's a team that we're gonna play that I would like to get some advice on. They're the best team in the league, and we play them twice in the next couple of weeks. So
Okay.
I may get your advice on that, to be honest.
Absolutely, brother. Anytime, man. Anytime. Like I said, right now since it's the summer, we're practicing 3 days a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. But Mondays and Tuesdays I'm off. So I'm literally home all day. I mean, if you want to do, I don't know what time is it over there for you right now?
3:30 in the morning.
Damn, brother. Yeah, we can definitely go. I mean, Mondays and Tuesdays, I can go a hell of a lot earlier for you. You just,
All right,
just drop me, just drop me a line and we'll, we'll dissect the hell out of it, bro.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it took me a while to figure out what our guys were good at, and that was the biggest